What's going on, guys? I'm yours truly, the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Seth Wheat here, and I figured I would do a vlog for you guys in this video here. Now, this is not your typical vlog here, okay? This is kind of going to be on the kind of humorous side here, if you will. And if you guys don't take this as a joke, then I'm sorry that my humor is bad at it. But you know, the one thing that I have always thought was pretty interesting, or always thought was pretty funny, was the fact that how people always come up with the most unique ways of coming up with passwords. Some people use, let's say, your favorite music artist. Like, for example, let's say a best friend of yours uses a password, and it's, I don't know, let's say Akon 30. And you know, they would throw the name Akon in there because they like Akon. Or let's give another example. Let's say a relative of yours has a password of Godsmack 23. Then you have other people that like to use, and it's almost questionable, weird passwords that sometimes you just want to know why. Like, for example, and this is where the comedy humor comes around here. Let's say, for example, someone in your family has a password of I don't know. Now, there's a humorous side to this here, and the humorous side goes along to where, let's say, for example, your brother decides he needs to use your computer. So he comes to you, and of course he asks you, hey man, can I use your computer to do a school project? And of course, you know, you'd be like, sure. Well, of course he would come back and ask you, okay, well, so what's the password? And you look at him and you tell him, I don't know. You don't know? You mean to tell me you don't know your own password? Yeah, I know the password. Oh, okay, so what is it? I don't know. And of course, the conversation seems to go back and forth with, I thought you knew what your password was. I do know my password. Oh, what is it? I don't know. And then all of a sudden, then it starts getting a little more comical because of the fact that the one who is giving the password doesn't seem to realize that it's registering in your brother's head there. That I don't know is the password. So needless to say, your brother has got it in his head that he believes that you don't remember your password. So it's a never-ending discussion going on here. And so finally, you get angry, you get irritated because he's not getting the fact that your password is I don't know, and it's not registering in his brain. He's getting irritated because you keep telling him the password is I don't know, and he's thinking in his brain that you don't know your own password to the computer. So everything all of a sudden starts going bonkers. Everybody starts getting irritated and everything. And then, of course, you go, you know, getting all upset and everything, saying, fine, you know what, I'll figure out the password myself. And then all of a sudden, you know, about 2 or 3 minutes later, you slowly walk up to your brother or your family member, whoever, and you quietly look at them and lean over their shoulder and say, I want you to listen to me very closely. The password is I don't know. And then it finally registers in their brain after they just told you the password. And you see the little light bulb that goes ding, and then you're like, well, son of a bitch. And then it makes for a great comedy because, for one, you just realized that throughout the whole entire time that you were arguing with your brother was giving you the password all along, but it wasn't registering in your brain. And needless to say that your brother was also getting irritated because he kept telling you the password and it wasn't registering in your brain. So for something like that to have a password of I don't know, it gets very comical. It gets a little irritating, yes, but it also becomes comical because, for one, You just told him your password, but in his mind it wasn't registering because he's thinking that you don't know your own password, because you keep telling him, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. So it's not registering in his brain that, oh shit, man, that's the password. So I mean, it makes for a funny moment. It really does, because I actually did that once, and I have done it before. Not giving the password to anybody, but literally asking for the password and them actually telling me the password is I don't know. Because for one, that actually did happen to me, and the same scenario there happened to me. I got a little irritated until finally I figured out, oh fuck me, it's the password. So needless to say, that when you have a password like that, it does make for a funny moment. It may be a little irritating, but it does get to be hilarious afterwards when you actually think about it. So if you guys are going to come up with a password with something like that, make sure you get them to register in their brains that I don't know is the password. Should you guys actually use that, I wouldn't recommend you guys use that though, because it is a very, very easy password for a hacker to even remember. So, and of course I know a lot of you guys here on YouTube are very smart though not to use that password. But should any of you guys actually use that password, which I wouldn't recommend, because there are hackers that can use your passwords to their advantage to get into your information. But if on the comic side, if you guys decided to use that password, make sure you explain very clearly and understandingly what the password is. Otherwise, you're going to have about the same kind of moment that I had before. So I figured I would do this vlog just to give you guys a little bit of a comedic side here, because for one, that has happened to me before, and I know that has happened to many of y'all as well. So I figured I would do this vlog for you guys to actually see the perspective from me here of what happens there. But anyways, of course, with that in mind, of course, as always, I am yours truly, the man, the myth, the legend, Seth Wheat. And as always, if you guys like my videos enough, make sure you guys hit the like button. And with that in mind, I will see y'all later.